In the last few weeks, changes to student loan repayment and forgiveness plans have been coming fast, and it's leaving many student borrowers unsure of how to move forward. We're joined now by our go-to student loan expert, Betsy Mayotte, the president of the Institute of Student Loan Advisors. Thanks for taking the time, Betsy.
My pleasure.
So the latest student loan change came on Friday when President Trump signed an executive order to exclude certain federal student loan borrowers from the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program. What's changing when it comes to this program?
In the immediate, absolutely nothing. The president can't sign an executive, well, he can sign it, but it can't implement an executive order that is contrary to federal law. And people that work for 501c3 organizations are explicitly included in public service loan forgiveness in federal law. And the executive order actually didn't even tell them to exclude them. It told the secretaries of the Department of Education and the IRS to write regulations that could possibly exclude these borrowers. But again, regulations can't violate federal law either. So I'm not sure exactly how much teeth this particular EO might have.
Got it. Let's talk.
Hold on one second. It seems like she's not making sense. Just to me, because she just said they can't be excluded and is basically telling certain people to write these specific guidelines based off of criteria, whatever the case may be. But if you do exclude somebody, right, or exclude a certain type of people, then it's going to affect these people that are being excluded. Now, I don't know if the people that's already in the specific program, since he created this specific law or put this in action, that now they're going to be removed, or the people that are trying to apply for these specific things no longer eligible for the specific thing that they're talking about. So it's just kind of confusing to me because they are both on, or for her, she's like, I don't know, then it just don't make no sense. But let's see what else they got to say when it comes to this.
Administration's SAVE plan that's been tied up in the courts for months now. Remind everyone what the status of that plan is and what borrowers' other options are if and when it goes away.
Yeah, so the Biden administration attempted to implement a payment plan that's based on people's income and family size that was a lot more generous than prior plans. And some attorney general's offices filed suit and said that the Biden administration did not have the authority to implement such a generous plan. So that plan has essentially been on hold and quite frankly is likely dead. But a new injunction that was issued by the courts on February 18th also affected the entire regulatory package that SAVE was under. And that's forced the Department of Education to temporarily put on hold new applications for all the income-driven plans.
And I was going to get to that.
Man, that's crazy because they just said that, hey, Biden didn't have this specific power, right, to actually do this. But it's been in place for a while. So why they didn't change it before? Like, come on, make it make sense. So if he didn't have power before, then why did they approve it? Or whatever the case may be, let it go through. I ain't really into all the politics, so I don't really know too much, but I'm just starting to get, more educated. If he didn't have power before, then why is it in place? And then why did they pause it? I just feel like it's all about money to me, right? Because since Trump's administration, now they want to pause things. They want to do certain things. But when he wasn't, then it was okay. Everything was okay. We're trying to get stuff forgiven and things like that, which I'm all for it, like helping the people and reducing the payment so they can afford it over a period of time. Now they want to pause it to fix things, which is now affecting multitude of Americans that are on this or trying to apply for this. It just ain't making sense. But that's just, to me, it's just crazy. Let me know in the comments what you think.
The Department of Education has closed applications for the ICR and pay-as-you-earn plans. So how is this impacting borrowers right now?
Yeah, so it's actually all the income-driven plans that new applications aren't available for. So ICR, pay-as-you-earn, IBR, income-based or payment as well. I expect that to be very temporary, that those should be available again to borrowers within the next month or two. So what that means for borrowers who are already in such a plan, not much. You can continue to make your payments and they'll count towards whatever forgiveness program you're pursuing. But for borrowers that are trying to get into that plan for the first time or maybe trying to get out of the SAVE plan, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait until those applications are free again.
Millions of student loan borrowers haven't made a student loan payment since March of 2020. Now, there seems to be some social media
Before we get into that specific part, the people that are in it, they're okay. But the people that are trying to apply for this are not okay, or that's trying to move are not. And they said temporarily. We don't know how temporary it is. They said 1 to 2 months. It could be 6 months, man. And it's going to affect so many people when it comes to their credit score and things like that, missed payments or not being able to afford these payments, whatever the case may be. Because if they can't afford the payment, whatever the student loan payment is now, is going to affect their credit score, because we already know it's going to impact their credit score. So being that, hey, this is temporary, I ain't liking this because it's going to affect so many people when it comes to their credit score.
Might have been in forbearance are now in active repayment with very little notice. What's your advice to those people, especially if they've already missed a payment?
So the nice thing about federal student loans is they don't report it as delinquent to your credit report until you're 90 days past due or more. So if you're one payment past due, the damage hasn't been done yet. So make the payment, or if you can't, contact the loan servicer and find out what your other options are.
Finally, we know the Trump administration is gearing up for major changes to the Department of Education, which, among its other functions, oversees a $1.6 trillion portfolio of student loans. What would it mean to abolish the department that manages that debt?
I mean, the short answer is not much. I mean, all that would mean is that a different agency would oversee that loan portfolio, and that likely would be Treasury, although I've also heard labor for some reason. But the servicers would likely remain the same. The databases remain the same. Absolutely, the terms and conditions of the loans would remain the same. It would just be a different agency providing the oversight.
Well, that's good that it wouldn't really disrupt things too much. Betsy Mayotte with the Institute of Student Loan Advisors, thank you so much for helping us out. I'm sure we'll be chatting again soon.
I hope so.
Yeah, thanks.
It's crazy to me to say, hey, everything is not much. It will affect it not much temporarily, right? It's going to affect people, whether they say it or not. It's going to affect people. And I'm here to tell you the truth. It's going to affect you if you're not making payments. If you're not making payments, it's going to be a 90-day, whatever the case. But 90-day on a person's credit report is going to affect your credit score dramatically. And you already know that when it comes to America, that you need your credit score, whether you like it or not. If you don't have a lot of cash, it's going to affect. When it comes to your credit score, most importantly, if you have a 90-day late, man, it's going to really, drop your credit score, which since if it drops your credit score, it's going to affect your insurance. It's going to affect trying to apply for a refinance. It's going to affect, let's just say you're trying to apply for a house, or if you're trying to get a certain thing as a new job or things like that. It's going to affect so many parts of your life, and nobody really take this into consideration when it comes to this. And they just say everything is going to be all good and whatever, but it's not going to be all good, because this really hurts people when it comes to this. And if they switch things or is being shut down, yes, the things might not change, but people might not know where to go, where to actually pay, and things are already chaotic right now. So let me know in the comments, and make sure, don't forget to tap into the credit circle, learn how to fix your credit step by step. And most importantly, if you need any questions answered, or if you need my secret credit report, tap in. Link is in the description. I got y'all.